All right, today I want to go into email marketing in Doplac, and we're going to we'll start out with dashboard. So you get a nice summary of total contacts, campaigns, emails sent, subscribers, unsubscribers, and then some recent campaigns, email sequence, RSS campaigns, which I'm not familiar with, but I'll investigate that and do a video on that later. So now let's look at templates. These are really nice. So you've got a library you can choose from of a multitude of different types of emails. Very well done. And then you've got saved templates. So in my case, let's use the Ed Farragon Coaching brand. You can start from scratch, or this is the result of me building the different ones. Let me just show you a couple of them so you can see how it works. All right, so we'll let this page populate. All right, so each of these elements you see right here highlighted in green, I dragged in from over here. So like headline, these are the typical way I like to do it. In fact, on this one here, let me do something. I'm gonna I want to find one that has a, let's see if this one does. I'm looking for an unsubscribe at the bottom. Let's go back here. Let's see, I believe these have them. Yeah. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to my EFC, save templates, EFC. I'm going to go back to this template. I'm going to drag out a text block right here, and I'm going to paste that unsubscribe. Now I like it centered, so I'm going to go over here. Let me get my cursor so you can see it. And I'm going to click here. Because I don't want to like bring up to unsubscribe, I'm going to move it down a ways so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, but at the same time they can if they want to, because legally you're supposed to. Yeah, so sometimes it's good to break this footer right here, make it different from your body, but I'm going to leave that for now. And then of course you've got this here. I've learned over the years that I like this a little bit bigger because on the email itself, it looks smaller. It doesn't, for some reason, look like it's as big as I would hoped it would look. So I keep it at, my preference is around 30%, right? All right, so now I'm going to save this template. And then I'm going to go back to the other one. I'm going to paste that unsubscribe in there as well. And I'm going to make it there. I'm going to move it down. And I'm not going to do it now, but I would probably also drag out a social feature right here. And you can see how easy it is. I can just place all my links here, right? Yeah, I'll just save it. I'll get to it later. Now, one of the rules of thumb of marketing is to have one idea, whether it's an email or an ad you're running or a website you're building or a page on a website, you want to have one idea. If you have multiple things that people can do, it creates confusion. So I may decide at some point to remove this and just like leave this as the main one big idea that's happening for each of my emails. Probably rarely. In fact, I'm going to remove it. Would I ever need that there? So I'm going to save it now. So there's my template. So when I go in, you'll see this in a second, when I go into my campaign, let's just do a new campaign. So I can title the campaign. I'm going to just say, actually I'm not going to. I'm just going to say test because I already have a template built. You fill out, like in this case, Amazon provider, use my name. I want to use ed@edfarragon.com. Subject, I like to have my brand here, so it starts anchoring when they see the email. They know it's from me right away from that little designation. And then and then you can do a preview, which I don't always use, but they're probably good to use. All right, and then, I didn't save it. Here we go. So make sure you just click that box for it to save it. And then I can say which contacts. I can say, do I want ones that are tagged a certain way, or do I want some from a list? So let's just pick this one here. Then you can say accept contacts. Now this sending limit, I believe, is every per minute. So see where it says set maximum emails will be sent per minute. All right, and I think you can only have up to 40 if I remember right. So A/B testing, I don't do that, so at least in this case, so I'm going to ignore that for a second. Then now you can go in and look at your templates. You can pick, like here, I need to build my newsletter template here. Let's see if I built it here. Yeah, I need to build my newsletter template. That way it's defaulted instead of duplicating a previous project, which I'll show you later on. All right, so I'm going to say template. So for now, I'm going to pass on this. Let's see here. Yeah. So basically, you have all you can imagine with doing this. You can say, I want an image header. I want a headline underneath that. I want it, there's one column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column. I could say, I want an image here. I want some text over here, and so on. And I could build, let me click here, then I could build, another series here until I get to the bottom, and then I could bring in my, whoops, hit the wrong button. Oh, it saved it. That's good news. They must have improved that. Okay, so basically, then I would have maybe a social feature here, and then at the bottom I would have my unsubscribe. text, right? So I basically build out the template and then I can use it over and over again. But right now I'm in the actual, well, it looks like I'm in template, so maybe it'll save this as a, all right, so now it says, do you want it, let's assume that I finished the email. Do you want to send it immediately? Do you want to schedule it for later? Is there a certain time of the day that you want to send it? Is there certain days of the week that you want to send it? And save as a draft, send a test email, publish now. So of course I'm going to save as a draft. So you can also take like previous ones, like I just finished one in July, and you can go over here to the far right and you can say duplicate, and then everything's all set up. You just have to modify what you want the newsletter to say. It gives you, like, here's the recipients. I had 43% open rate, which is pretty good. No unsubscribes, which is great. And this is a list of people that have known me for maybe 20, 25 years. So hopefully that has something to do with it. All right. So that's your campaign. I'm going to end this video so you have a short preview of the campaigns and you know how to go over it. If you have any questions, go into the group and ask your questions, and I can always redo this video and make sure those questions are being answered. All right, we will see you in the next lesson.